I think we can safely say that we all like a little drama from time to time. It can be rather addicting. However, when is drama too much? If we turn our attention to Audrey Munson, one of the most influential nude models of the 20th century, I'm sure we can draw the line of too much drama. In this video, we'll tell you about the hugely dramatic life of Audrey Munson. Keep watching to find out. Audrey Marie Munson was born on June 8, 1891, in Rochester, New York, as a seemingly normal girl. However, indications of her immense rise and downfall were already predicted by a Gypsy Queen. The quote reads, "You shall be loved and famous, but when you think that happiness is yours, its dead sea fruit shall turn ashes in your mouth. You who shall throw away thousands of dollars as a caprice shall want for a penny. You who shall mock love shall seek love without finding. 7 men shall love you. 7 times you shall be led by the man who loves you to the steps of the altar, but never shall you wed." These are pretty scary words, but they were also horrifyingly accurate. The rising sun. As a young teenager, she had already grown tall and full of beauty. Her mother took notice of this and was adamant about getting her on a stage for theater. It's said that she caught the attention of a photographer named Felix Benedict Herzog, who eventually introduced her to a circle of artists where she began her first nude modeling. A few years later, she gained the title of the Darling of the Beaux Arts. During these years, she became extremely busy because of how highly sought her body was for sculpting. She posed for a dozen sculptures in New York alone. For those artist aficionados, the popular Panama Pacific International Exposition was held after a huge earthquake in 1906. Want to guess who was the model for 3/5 of the statues there? You guessed it. It was Audrey Munson. Keep watching until we talk of Audrey's downfall. We're sure there's going to be many shocking facts that are going to surprise you. The sun at noon. When the sun reaches its highest point, the only way it can go is down. And so was it for Audrey Munson. However, at her peak, she seemed to have it all. Her father has said that she was spending money like water. Imagine having so much money that it didn't matter how much you spent. Yeah, it sounds nice. It was during 1916, when the quote of her father was seemingly attributed, that she began attempting a film career. Of course, being a nude model, these films contained her nude body. This was considered one of the first non-pornographic films that contained nudity. That's quite an achievement. She eventually played parts in 3 more films, and so her dating of 7 men began. She caught the eye of many rich people. In fact, she managed to get her hands on Herman Ulrich Jr., who was considered the richest bachelor in the United States. However, it was during this time that the sun started making its descent. The sun begins to set. While she was in a relationship with America's richest bachelor, she began showing signs of mental disturbance. She sent a letter to the US State Department saying that Mr. Ulrich was a pro-German cabal that pushed her out of the film industry. Yikes, that doesn't sound too good. Are you enjoying the video so far? Why not give it a like and subscribe to the channel? Don't forget to ring the notification bell for all the latest updates. If that wasn't bad enough, she had a crazed stalker desiring her. A doctor named Walter Wilkins, who owned the boarding house they were currently staying at, became deeply obsessed with Audrey. In fact, he became so obsessed that he decided to kill his wife with a hammer and a lead pipe. Out of total fear for her life, Audrey and her mother went to Canada, but the police eventually tracked them down, which Audrey strongly replied that she had nothing to do with the murder. The doctor was then sentenced to death by the electric chair, but hung himself before he could get executed. Now that's just traumatizing. The Dark Knight. It was obviously extremely traumatizing for Audrey as she attempted suicide. At this point, her career was demolished. Firstly, her failed film career, but mostly because of the stalker who killed himself due to his obsession with her. Hearing the new title given to her, the once famous artist model, made her completely break. At 39 years old, she tried drinking bichloride of mercury. At this point, she was admitted to the mental asylum where she had lived the rest of her life. Most of the time, we'd think people who are undergoing such trauma and stress won't live for very long. But in Audrey's case, that's a total understatement. While many of us dream to live beyond 100, Audrey Munson lived in this asylum until the age of 104. We hope that she was able to find peace in the asylum, but we can't help but feel the eerie chill of the Gypsy Queen's words. So, what did you think of this video? Was the life of Audrey Munson crazier than you imagined? Have you heard of America's first supermodel before? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you later.